Hi there, Mr. Ladaga here. Today in our math class, we'll be discussing about hands-on understanding area. Are you guys ready for this topic? Great. But before that, we'll be answering the essential question for chapter 13, which is how are perimeter and area related and how are they different? Okay. So when you're ready, please get your book and open your book on page 765, which is lesson 3, hands-on understanding area. Now, before we start, let me ask you something. What is area for you guys? Or and also what is unit square? Any idea about that? Okay, so a unit square is a square with a side length of 1 unit. And also an area is the number of square units needed to cover a figure without overlapping. Again, area is a number of square units needed to cover a figure without overlapping. That is area. Now, on this topic, I'll be giving you some examples on how to understand the area, how to do it. Okay, you guys ready? All right, let's move on. So, the first example is so we need to draw and shade two different rectangles that each have an area of 20 square units. Okay, now we'll be using 10 by 10 grid. Okay, now to shade a rectangle with 20 square units, we need to shade a rectangle made up of 20 units of squares. So we'll be shading either different kind of squares, but we need to square that in 20 units. Okay, now, the first step is we need to shade 20 units square so that they form rectangle. That is for the first example. Okay, and then the question is what is the perimeter of your rectangle? Okay, so we'll be talking about perimeter that is outside of the figure. Okay, that means the measurement of outside of the figure. For example, we have a square here. So what is the measurement of outside of the figure? So that is perimeter. Okay. Second example, shade another 20 units square so that they form a different rectangle. Same question. What is the perimeter of your rectangle? Now we will be shading 20 square units into different kinds of rectangle. All right. Okay. So please move on and try to do it. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and check your work. Ready? All right. So in here, so the answer for number one is 18 units. Why? Because the perimeter, we just need to count the sides of this square. I mean, of this rectangle. Okay. So example, we have let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that is the perimeter, the outside of the rectangle. That's the measurement of outside of the rectangle. Now, on the other side, the answer is 24. Why? Because we'll just need to count or to measure the outside of our rectangle. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, and 24. So that means the outside of the rectangle. That is the perimeter. Okay? The perimeter is the outside of the rectangle. Okay? Did you get it now? Awesome. Good. So let's move on to another example. Okay, in this one, we will be using a rubber band and a geoboard, assuming that you have your geoboard on your hand right now, and also a rubber band. We need to make a rectangle shown. So example, this is a geoboard, and then this is the rubber band. Question is, what is the area of the rectangle in square unit? What is the area of the rectangle in the square units? How many units square are enclosed by the rubber band? How many square units are enclosed by the rubber band? How many? All right, so let's count. Let's count, okay? One, two, three. How many units? It has one, two, and three. So three units of square. Let's check if our answer is actually correct. All right, so the answer is 3 unit. That means the area is 3 square units. How we actually do that? We just need to enclose it into 3 squares. That means the area of the rectangle in square unit is 3. All right, so let's move on. Let's go ahead and do this example. So what is the area of the figure to this object? Okay, to this example. Okay, so the figure has no gaps or overlaps. Okay, remember the figure has no gaps or overlaps. So we need to count the shaded unit in squares. The question that we need to find out is how many unit squares are enclosed or covered by the figure. That means enclosed, I mean inside of the figure. Okay, covered, enclosed and covered. That means in here, inside. How many squares? Okay, do you have any clue? What are we going to do? All right, good. So we just need to count how many squares was actually inside of this figure. Yeah, ready? Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 20. 1, 2, 3, 24. Are we correct? All right, so let's count again. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So as we count all the squares, the total squares in this figure that was enclosed is 24. So that is our answer. Now let's go ahead and check our answer. So we are correct. So we just count all squares inside that was enclosed in the figure. Boom, we got 24 squares inside. So the answer is the area is 24 square units. Awesome. Good job, class. Okay, now let's move on. Okay, so in this topic, we'll be having examine a question that you will need to explain, that you guys need to explain. Okay, so but I'll be helping you on how to do this. Okay, so without drawing, tell how many different rectangles have an area of 5 square units. Do you have some idea about this? If not, well, I'll be showing you the answer. Okay, so the answer is sample answer for this is a rectangle with a length of 1 unit and one width of 5 units has an area of 5 square units. A rectangle, a rectangle with a length of 5 units and a width of 1 unit has an area of 5 units square. Okay. All right. So let's move on to another example. Okay. So on this one, we'll be looking for the area of this. Okay. So we need to count unit squares to find the area of each figure. All right. What is your answer, guys? Again, we just need to count unit squares to find the area of each figure. Figure this and this. Do you have your answer with you? All right, so let's move on and check that one. Okay, so the answer for this is 24 units for this one, for this figure, and for this, the second figure is 18 units. Why? Because we just need to count the squares. Okay, and as well as this one. All right, so let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 24. So all in all, got 24 square units. This one is, you just need to count the square inside a figure. Let's start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So a total of 18 square units. You guys are great. I'm so proud of you. All right, awesome. Now, in your part, what are you going to do is you need to do your independent practice. Okay, independent practice, which is we just did the 2 and 4. You just need to do that for 5, 6, and to 7, as well as the backside. Also, you need to do your homework. Okay, again, the due date of this homework is on Sunday, so you still have tons of time to do it. And if you wanted to send that, if you're done, just send it to me using your class dojo. Take a picture of your homework only, or you can send me to my email. Okay. Now, if you have more questions about a topic,